I don't know where this episode lands, but it's a thought that I've had in my head for over a year now that I can't shake. Like I keep wondering, is everything working or am I just getting lucky? Like my business is growing, like life feels great, but there's this pit in my stomach that feels like if one domino falls, the whole thing is going to come crashing down. And like what makes this so difficult to talk about is I have clients. Like I need to instill confidence in that I'm not going to screw up. And I'm supposed to be that guy, that leader in the room that knows all the answers and makes everyone feel like they're going to be okay. 2025 was a year of growth, but I just felt like anytime we were going to take off, like we'd have some type of step back. And even though like 2 steps forward and 1 step back is positive growth, like I felt like in my stomach that 1 step back was going to fall down the stairs. Am I the only one here in business that feels like it's all held up by duct tape? Like when I started down this path this year, it was when a client, an important client, fired us. And this wasn't any old client. This was the first client that trusted me to go self-funding. And when they hired me, it was one of our largest accounts. Like it's a $60,000 revenue account, which felt like the important thing at first. But now looking back, like I understand why they meant so much to me. And I remember sitting at my desk and I saw their name pop up on my phone. I just had that gut feeling that you don't want to answer the phone. I answered it and they fired me. Losing clients is a part of business. Like I know that. But what I couldn't understand is why this one meant so much to me. I just kept asking, like, why couldn't I move on from it? If my very first client or self-funded client leaves me, then why wouldn't others? Like, are there any other clients out there ready to jump ship to? And that's when that duct tape thought showed up. And it's been, all the other thoughts have been creeping in now. Like, maybe I don't know, or maybe I don't understand everything I thought I did. Maybe there are other brokers that know more than I do. Like maybe there's like some of this growth that we've been having is more luck than I want to admit. And like, don't get me wrong. Like I don't doubt our solutions that we're providing. Like, but it does make me pause and question, like, what's my next step should be? Like, what should it be? Like I sat on that for a while. I didn't make any changes. I needed that feeling to work its way through my thoughts. And that I didn't, I wasn't, well, there wasn't really a decision to be made, like anything that needed to be fixed. That just that realization that something I felt so solid about had a little uncertainty for the first time. I understand how it all works, but I just notice how much I lean on experience rather than guarantees. And like when I say experience, I don't mean guessing. Like I mean, I've seen this situation play out over and over again, and you start to recognize the patterns. So most of the time, it comes from just getting it wrong the first time. It's not certainty, it's judgment that's just been shaped over time. And there are moments that I feel like I'm on autopilot when answering questions to clients. Like the client that fired me, they had many questions. Like sometimes it was daily and sometimes it would take an entire afternoon's worth. But most of the questions like weren't difficult. Like it's the usual, like, why wasn't this preventative coverage or preventative visit covered at 100%? Well, sir, the EOB says it was a diagnostic visit. Like questions we've seen 100 times. And there are parts of this business that you just don't look at every day, like because it's worked in the past. So like we trust ID cards are going to get mailed out. Like we trust a claim will be reimbursed if it was processed incorrectly. Like we trust the carrier will bill, will credit the bill when a termination happens mid-month. Like suddenly our vendor had a misstep. Everyone does, like nothing I haven't seen before. So I was confident in the vendor, still am, but it was enough to rock the boat with this client. And one issue led to the next, and it slowly snowballed down the hill. And after losing that client, I don't distrust the process. I just notice it more. Like things that I took for granted before stand out more. Experience allows us to tell a client, typically, this is how it's supposed to go. And the most of the time, that's true. Like, well, typically, it's not a guarantee, especially when a client trusts for your recommendations. Like we lean in on experience because it worked out before. And when the situation stretched out for months, it just reminded me that typically only carries its weight for so long. There's this unspoken rule in the business that you're just not allowed to be unsure. Like clients don't want to hear it. Like they don't want to know how things are the way they are. They just want to know that you're going to handle it. And you need to be in the lead. You need to be the leader in that room that everyone goes to get the job done. And so then at the end of the day, like what do our clients pay us for? And what I've come down to, it's our confidence, like confidence that everything is going to be okay in this crazy world of health insurance that's so complex. Confidence that we are choosing the right solution because they know this affects everyone. Not confidence that everything's going to be right. Confidence that we can change or we can take charge in uncertainty to get the resolution. Like internally, we're going to question ourselves. Like, did we say the right thing? Are these the right steps? Are we trusting the right process? But externally, we just need to be that anchor in the storm. We don't pretend that there's not issues. We just don't let it move us. And that's the part that people don't really talk about. Like that confidence, it comes at a cost. The more confidence you project, like the more pressure you carry. Like that's something I didn't understand early in my career. Like that pressure is earned because every client is another person relying on your judgment, your calm, your ability to absorb uncertainty without passing it on. And all that being said, like our business is doing well. Like we're growing, we're hiring. Like we have a great group of brokers that we're working with, and I'm truly grateful for that. When you look at it in black and white, like this part of the business is where things should just feel more clear. Like where the future is certain, like not a constant what if. The hard part to admit is it doesn't feel more clear. Like it's only made me more aware of what's at stake, more aware of the clients that rely on me, more aware of the employees we're responsible for, more aware of the weight that comes with the success. And I've noticed as this business grows, I'm actually sweating the small stuff less. I trust our employees to handle the day-to-day issues. Like the details will get worked through without me needing to touch everything. Where my mind goes now is where it doesn't go now, it is not how we fix this, but are we focused on the right path to grow? Like that's been my shift. Like stop carrying every problem and start being the force to get us over that finish line. And when things are going well, it feels like there's just not a lot of people out there that you can confide in about your issues. Like you don't want to sound ungrateful or that you don't know what you're doing. So you keep it to yourself. Like that's the quiet part about being a broker. So saying all this, what did this change? Like how did this change how I think about my job? I realize I treat experience like it equals certainty. And that's just not always the truth. I've been doing this long enough where I've seen almost every situation play out. I know the patterns. I know how things usually go. I got in the motion to saying to myself, if I've seen it play out, then there's no way the answer is going to be different this time. And that's just not how it works. Like experience doesn't eliminate uncertainty. It keeps you, well, it not keeps you, it helps you from making better decisions. Losing that client didn't make me question what I know. It reminded me that experience gives you probability, not guarantees. You're not hired to be certain or provide guarantees. Your job is to not let uncertainty pass to the client that trusts you. I don't actually need to control everything. I just need to be responsible for the outcome. And early in my career, those two things felt similar. When you don't have anything else to worry about, control is responsibility. I was on every email, every call, every decision. And when something broke or someone was upset, you assume it's you did something wrong. Like, you didn't work hard enough. You didn't pay attention enough. You didn't work fast enough. But as your book of business grows and control is just becomes an illusion, you have no control that ID card's going to get mailed. You have no control that claim is going to be processed correctly or incorrectly. Like you can't guarantee your vendors aren't going to mess up. What we can control is how we respond to those things that happen. Like how quickly can I catch it? How clearly can I communicate it? Like how much certainty can I portray to this client? Like that's the difference. Like responsibility isn't about preventing problems. It's about absorbing the impact so it doesn't hit the client. And that's where the duct tape feeling comes in, not because things are fragile. It's just because you're in the middle holding all of these parts together. And I thought being a good broker was just like tightening that grip, having more oversight than anyone else, like more personal involvement. Being a good broker doesn't mean I need to control every moving part. It means that I have to be responsible for that outcome. And that outcome is what keeps your clients coming back year after year after year. And this is what I didn't expect. I thought growth would make me feel more stable. Like clients would become more predictable. Problems would be easier to solve. But instead, growth just changed the magnitude of the situation. When the book was smaller, our issues were obvious. Cash flow mattered more. Every mistake felt louder. Like as things grew, I assumed everything would just settle out. That there would be a point where every situation wouldn't feel so critical, but growth doesn't make things feel calmer. It changes what keeps you up at night. It's not less noise in your head. Like it's the voice that speaks to you. It comes from a different narrator now. It shifts from, is this client going to leave me? To how are we growing fast enough to replace the clients that moved on? Stability doesn't mean things stop changing. It means that changes don't knock you back. And to be clear, I love growth. I love moving fast. I love taking big swings. I love building something bigger than what makes me feel comfortable. Growth adds pressure, but it also adds energy. Like it sharpens you. It forces you to get on the train or be left at the station. Like if you're not growing, someone else is, and they're ready to take you out. And so the goal has never been to slow down. It's to make sure the business can keep up with the pace. Like growth brings new clients, new partners, new strategies. Stability is what lets you say yes without everything falling apart. So early on, growth was the only strategy. Like you push and then you figure it out as you go. Later on, growth is still the main strategy, but there's other factors to consider. You know, the question isn't, can we grow? It's, if I put my foot on this gas pedal, are the wheels going to fall off? So now we think about operations and we think about client success, when before it was all about just getting bills paid. So the goals aren't less ambitious. It's just creating a repeatable process that compounds instead of resets every year. Like growth still gets me excited, but stability turned this sales job of being a broker into a long-term business. And that's the version of growth that I've decided to chase. I don't have a huge ending to this conversation. I wanted to leave it at this. I don't believe you can truly know someone until you have a vulnerable moment. And that's why I wanted to share this experience today. Like, losing a client didn't expose any fatal flaws in my business. It exposed the truth of our broker role. The job's never been about certainty or guarantee. It's about judgment, experience, and being steady when things don't go your way. That duct tape feeling I've been thinking about isn't a sign that something is about to fall apart. It's the feeling you get when you're so ingrained in that business that you see how many moving parts are actually involved. It's when you're standing in the middle, holding tight together so everyone and everything doesn't feel the pain. If you're listening to this and you've had the moment where things are going well, but it still feels fragile, if you've ever wondered whether you're building something real or getting lucky, you're not alone. Like, that feeling doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing something real and something that matters. And that job, this job, it's not about being certain. It's about carrying uncertainty without letting it leak onto your clients that trust you. That's not weakness. That's the work. And everything sometimes feels like it's held together by duct tape. That's not the problem. That's building something that feels great.